Jentry is hanging out with friends in Seoul, but eventually she splits off to wander the city on her own at night. While walking, she encounters a kid who turns out to be a monster in disguise. On the phone with her aunt Gugu, she nervously asks if the creature was from an old demon book she remembered as a kid. Gugu freaks out and yells for her to run. The monster corners Jentry, but she fights back using a trash can lid, forcing it to shift back to its original form. He introduces himself as Ed, named after Edward Cullen, and smugly says he's been sent by Mr. Chang, a Mogwai demon planning to kill her and steal her soul. Gugu shows up, saying Gentry's fire powers have reawakened, and insists on taking her back to Texas for a few days to deal with the Mogwai. When Jentry questions how long Gugu has known about this, Gugu admits she's been aware most of her life. She even made a deal with the Mogwai to delay his attack until Jentry turned 16. Jentry presses her for answers, asking why a Mogwai would even want her soul. Gugu explains it's because her soul is tied to her unique powers, fire now, but with far greater potential. If Chang got his hands on that power, he could cause massive destruction. Reluctantly, Jentry boards a flight with Gugu back to Texas, even though it brings up bad memories. Gugu reassures her it's necessary, especially since ancient weapons can't go through airport security. Jentry brushes it off, joking that it's been 8 years, so no one will remember the fire incident. At home in Texas, Gugu talks about helping Jentry open her third eye to see ghosts once Chang is dealt with. She also reveals she's been researching magical weapons worldwide and found something called Nija's wind and fire wheels. They used to be infused with powerful fire magic, and with Gentry's powers could be the key to killing the Mogwai. Overwhelmed, Jentry retreats to her room, screaming in frustration. She vents to Gugu, saying she doesn't want any of this. Magic fires, fighting demons. She just wants a normal teenage life. Gugu promises that once Chang is defeated, she can go back to Seoul and her old life. The next morning, Jentry stumbles into Gugu's secret lair and catches her stabbing Ed. Ed taunts her, saying Jiangxis like him are already dead and can't be killed. He brags that Chang is the most ruthless Mogwai king ever, and Ed, as his scariest minion, was sent to track her. Jentry panics, reminding Gugu she doesn't know how to control her powers. Gugu calmly tells her to focus on something stressful because stress is what triggers the fire. Jentry tries to channel her powers while Gugu reassures her, promising that nothing will happen to her. With effort, Jentry manages to activate her fire abilities, and Gugu is proud, but the magic weapons don't hold their charge for long, so Jentry has to keep practicing. Gugu suggests they strike Mr. Chang first, somewhere isolated where no one else will get hurt. But for now, she proposes they take a break and grab a birthday meal at Mimi's diner. At the diner, Jentry relaxes over food with Gugu. She runs into Michael, an old friend, and they catch up, with Jentry blushing at the sight of him. Meanwhile, Ed breaks free and steals Gugu's weapons. Gugu notices Jentry distracted by Michael and announces loudly that it's her niece's birthday, prompting the diner staff to celebrate with singing and dessert. During the commotion, Gugu realizes Ed is gone and chases after him. Michael finishes his shift and invites Jentry for a walk. As they stroll, they pass a tour group, and the guide points out the spot where the demon girl of River Fork supposedly appeared 8 years ago and started the fire that devastated the town. Michael explains the town has leaned into the legend to attract tourists. The fire destroyed his family's house and heirlooms from Nigeria, along with countless other homes and businesses. He says it doesn't matter if it was caused by a demon or a kid, people suffered either way. Turning the tragedy into a tourist attraction helped the town cope. At a playground, Jentry and Michael reminisce about their childhood. She asks if he believes in the demon girl story. He admits it's all overblown, but understands why the town embraced it. Michael asks if the fire was why Jentry moved to Seoul, adding he was hurt she didn't say goodbye before leaving. Still, he's glad she's back. Later at home, Gugu asks Jentry to charge the weapons again, but Jentry struggles, haunted by what Michael told her. She worries about losing control of her powers and causing another disaster. Gugu encourages her to focus, but before they can continue, Mr. Chang arrives. Chang confronts Gugu, accusing her of breaking their deal and plotting to kill him. Gugu attacks first, but Chang proves incredibly powerful. Jentry manages to briefly use her fire against him, but Chang overpowers them both, throwing Gugu across the room. He grabs Jentry, ready to kill her, but the protective necklace Gugu gave her saves her life. Furious, Chang stabs Gugu, leaving her gravely injured. Heartbroken, Gentry's emotions trigger an enormous surge of firepower. She unleashes her full strength against Chang, burning him and ultimately banishing him. After the battle, Jentry cries over Gugu's lifeless body, but Gugu's spirit appears to comfort her. Jentry realizes she can now see ghosts, signaling her third eye has opened. Gugu assures her she did well and says she's proud. Before they can process what's happened, Ed returns with a grim warning. Gentry's immense power has ripped open a back door to Diu, the Underworld.